Good morning, everybody. So, I'm going to give you some pro tips along with a base tour. Kind of coincide with each other, and I think it's going to be very helpful for your progression and for things that will make life easier for you, also things for you to strive for if you're just starting out. So, my first tip is when you're building a base, make sure you have a perimeter. And a lot of people, they'll build on the ocean, but then they still have an issue, even if they have a wall like this, surrounding their base, things are still getting in. Well, they're still getting in because they didn't trench this out. You can see the dark area, that's where I trenched it. And the reason that you trench it is because since mobs and stuff can't jump, they still can't get up there no matter what they try to do. So make sure that if you build a base on the ocean, you try to entrench it. Also, if you don't build by the ocean but you're just on land, if you put a moat around, then they still cannot get to your base. Now, if you put a bridge over it or what have you, then you can always, if things are just hitting the fan with an event or anything like that, you can always break the bridge real quick, just leave a workbench nearby. And another thing is that these walls over here, just because they're stone doesn't mean they're not unbreakable. So keep that in mind. They are very nifty, however, because these stone act as the ground. So if I was to put a structure on the very top of this wall, that would still be blue because it acts as, a ground piece. So that's something to consider when you're building. And there's one other structure that's kind of like that, and it's an iron wood pole or iron reinforced wood pole, whatever it's called. You can actually build that as high as you want, and it acts as a foundational piece. Even though it's green, it acts as a foundational piece. So you can build as tall as you want, using that particular item, which it's either wood or fine wood, but then you have to put metal or iron into it. So it's kind of expensive. You'll be using, going to the crypts a lot in the swamp area. So it's a dangerous task, but it can be well worth it depending on the build you want to do and how big you want to go. Now, with iron being, the topic that I just put out there, there's also a way that you can teleport with iron. So, and I found this out because I watched YouTuber Phil from Mitt Gaming. And if you find this next tip very useful, please go over to his page and subscribe. He doesn't know me or anything like that, but I want to give the credit to him because he's the one that figured it out. But all you have to do is you have to make a new world. Go to that new world with, enough wood for a workbench and a storage box. So you'll go and mine all that ore, what have you, and then while it's all on your body, you log out, log into that world, put the metal in there into that storage box that you just made, and then you can log back into this world, go to where you need to go, and then log out, get your stuff, and come back again. So that's how I've been getting all my metal. And I go through a good amount of metal. You can see I got 4 kilns and 3 smelters, and I got storage for like coal and what have you. But it's definitely a useful tip, and it's something that you really, it saves hours upon hours upon hours of traveling. Another tip, which is always good to have, is when you're farming, make sure that you use different ingredients. There's only so many now. It's early access. It's the 16th, came out on like the 4th or something. So it's been out for about 2 weeks. It might have come out on the 2nd. I don't remember. But so there's only a couple things you can do. But you can do like turnips and you can do carrots and stuff like that. And you get the turnips from the swamp. Now, turnips, with just 3 turnips and 1 raw meat, you can get 50 health and 50 stamina for 1600 seconds. That's a huge amount for something so cheap. So farming is definitely a thing. I don't have anything out right now because I found out that if you wait too long to collect your stuff, it disappears. And what I tend to do when I'm farming is I will, for example, turnips takes about 3 days to, grow. So I will plant them in the morning, and then I'll wait till night, go to sleep, and then if you sleep, once you wake up, you can go to sleep again as long as you do it pretty quickly. So you can do that 3 times, and then you have instant turnips or carrots or whatever you want. Carrots, I believe it's like a day and a half to 2 days, so you have to be careful with that. But those are things that are definitely helpful. They can kind of get you some quick food if you need it. So I will, end that there. Next thing is when you build a dock, make sure that you have a roof on it because you don't want it to auto decay. But at the end of it, put one of these, put a workbench. That way you can go over here and just repair your boat whenever you dock it. Makes it very easy and very simple. So next is you want to have multiple portals, and we're just going to go through step by step with, I'm showing off my base. I'm going to go through step by step why I have certain things. So I got multiple portals, and then I have one portal right here. It's not connected. I call that portal my Grand Hall. Reason I have that is for when I'm out exploring, if I need to come back real quick, repair my stuff or bring stuff back, what have you, all I gotta do is just make another portal, name it Grand Hall, yada yada. My other 5 just go to different outposts throughout the map. I have some in swamp biomes and mountain biomes, and I got one in the Black Forest, different areas so that I can reach different resources very quickly, and I don't have to go through the process of renaming, yada yada. That's not the button I wanted to push. But another thing, so you're gonna want lots of fire, because lots of fire means comfort. Now you can do a campfire, which gives you 1 comfort, or you can do the hearth once you unlock the stonecutter by getting iron. That gives you 2, and then once you have 2 comfort, it just it starts you out with 8 minutes of a rested buff, and that's what the comfort's for, which gives you stamina and health regen boost, and that's very nice. However, if I come over here to my room, you can see well, I can't show you like that, but you can see right here, resting bonus is 13. I did mess it up a little bit, because if I step back right there, you can see it goes to 16. That's because of the Raven chair. Now you can have a maximum, I believe, of 17, and that's with the dragon bed, a regular chair, a throne, a table, all these rugs, and a banner, along with a stone hearth. And that gives you 17, and that's like 24 minutes of rested buff, which is awesome. and all you got to do is just go over there, and you can either sleep or you can sit down next to it and sit there for a while, and it'll rest you up. Now, you're also going to want, if you come over here to my workstation, I have just about every, I apologize for the lag too, the smoke causes it from all those hearths, but you're going to want to level up your workbenches and stuff like that as much as possible. I got level 5 of both, workbench, forge, and stonecutter. You can't level up, at least at my stage, but if I could, then I would do that too. So you want to level that up as much as possible, and that's because the more you level it up, you can get potentially better items such as armor, weapons, things of that sort. And not only that, the more stuff you can get, but you can also upgrade it better. Most of my stuff is like level 4 or 5. It's really, or 3 or 4, something like that. But I've leveled it up about as max as I can get it. And it makes my life a lot easier because I don't die very often. I was, until I started upgrading all my armor and getting good food. But, you know, now that I've done that, then it makes it a lot easier. And then you're also going to want to have a good kitchen. So these are very useful. These kettles right here, if you go up to it, you can see right here you can make your fire resistance, carrot soup, which gives you a lot of stamina. You can get frost resistance, healing potions, poison resistance, stamina potions. So tasty, what that does is it increases your stamina regen, but it decreases your health regen. So, you know, you take what you can get, I guess. But then you also have all these different things. Serpent stew is definitely my favorite. It's hard to get because I just can't find a whole lot of serpents. But when you find them, you drag them to shore with a harpoon, you kill them, and you get that meat. It is 100% worth it. It's not very expensive as far as the other things. It's just 1 mushroom, 2 honey, but it's definitely worth it. And then there's that turnip stew I was telling you about. So, good kitchen. It's essential for good food. And then you can see I got the fermenters. Fermenters for potions. This lag is terrible because I just got so much smoke going on. And then another thing, with your storage, organize it as much as possible. It's just going to make things easier for you in the long run. And then I would recommend once you get to that iron stage and you use that, you know, teleporting worlds trick I was talking about, get reinforced chests. It gives you 18 slots over 10. It makes things easier, nicer to organize. Me personally, it looks better. Get the reinforced chest. It's worth it. But organize, use your signs. Signs aren't expensive. It's like a little bit of wood and like 1 coal. So do that. But that's, I believe, about what I've come up with so far. It's, you know, pretty good stuff in my opinion, because if I would have known it a lot sooner, then I would have done a lot better off. I would have progressed further than I am right now, which I am about to go defeat the dragon boss. I did a lot of searching, went to multiple different mountains, and I finally found the rune to get his location, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial within the next day. maybe 2. It's just gonna depend. I try to upload at least get 7 videos in a week, but it's just one of those things. So if you have anything that you want to see me do, if you have anything that you just want to let me know, if you have any tips that you might be able to give me, comment down below. I definitely appreciate, hearing you guys' feedback. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and do not forget to go over to Mitt Gaming and like and subscribe on him if you thought that tip about the portaling metal was useful. Thanks, guys. I definitely appreciate whatever support you guys can give, as far as just liking and watching my stuff. It's nice to see that the content that I'm getting, or that I'm making, is getting out there. So I appreciate you.